Welcome to day number 1 of the new strength program. So we're starting with squats, there's no tempo, and they are due to be reasonably heavy. So it's a set of 2 to 3 reps with 3 reps in reserve. If you're used to operating off percentages, that's approximately 83 to 86% of your 1 rep max. So really important to make sure your safety racks are set up. I like to think of the rule of, if I had my phone in my pocket and I walked into it, I'd probably smash my phone. That's about where they need to be. Because it's low enough that it'll catch you if you need to, but it's not so high that it hits you on the way down. Bar set somewhere around mid-chest level, so midway between collarbone and nipple is a pretty good rule. You can see it hits me just here. So that's the starting point for the squats. At this point, you've probably done some squatting, and if you haven't, trying to explain it all, the subtle nuances are outside of the scope of this video. That's what we'll be coaching in person. But just as a really quick general rule, make sure that you're squeezing the bar nice and tight with your hands, and you're going to sit all the way down or as low as you can go. As the weight gets heavier or as you get more fatigued, the quality of the squat should not change simply because you're tired. If you can squat all the way down with an empty bar or without an empty bar, you should be able to squat all the way down with any weight that is reasonable to recover with. So it should look something like this. What you're looking for with the safety racks is there are a point where if you just lean forwards, the bar will fall into them. So when you walk back in, I'm gonna dump one now just so you can see, but when you walk back in, you're walking back in to touch the upright and then slide it down. So in, down, and then you're out. At least you put the entire bar on, not the collar like I just did. Really important to put it all the way on and slide it down, because if you just look for the hooks, you're probably going to miss one. Safety racks are the point where the idea is, if you squat it all the way down and you couldn't stand up, you just lean forwards, the rack catches it, and you get it safely. If it's too low, that obviously won't happen, it'll hit you in the back of the head. So do make sure it's at the correct height before starting your sets. It's a 20-minute block of sets of 2 to 3 reps with 3 in reserve. If you're getting 6 to 8 sets across that time, you've done great. Anywhere between 60 seconds to 3 minutes rest period, depending on how fatigued you are and how strong you are. Generally, the stronger you are, the longer the rest period you're going to need. From there, you've got your B block, which is Romanian deadlifts, dumbbell bench press, and face pull. So some upper body pushing, some glute and hamstring work, and some upper back work to balance everything out. As always, the reps and sets will be on the board here for you, or on the sheet. The RDLs are somewhere between 6 and 12 reps with 3 reps in reserve. If you're confused where to go, aim for the higher end of the rep range towards the start of the cycle, and then over the weeks, add weight and go lower. So for week 1, somewhere between 10 and 12 reps, being able to do 3 more. The dumbbell bench press instead, 10 to 15 reps, again with 3 in reserve. Start towards the higher range and come down. And then face pulls, 12 to 15, 3 in reserve. Start in a higher range and come down. You've seen a lot of these movements before, but just as a recap, set things up like this so it's kind of a nice compact area. You're gonna grab your barbell on RDLs. You can go overhand or you can mix. As the weight gets heavier, you'll probably need to mix your grip. All you're looking to do is get it to the point where it's just below your knee. So you're gonna set up, hinge down, back up again, hinge down, back up. One really important part to remember with this is that with the RDL, you're looking for maximum hip displacement, so you're trying to push your bum back as far as possible. But watch my feet when I do that. My toes lift up. So instead, you've got to make sure your toes stay glued to the floor while also pushing your bum back as far as possible. Doing that will fire the hamstrings up massively. So really important coaching point on that. With the dumbbell bench press, let the dumbbells hang in ever so slightly so they touch your chest on the way down. So they start on your knee, you lie back, they go straight up, hang in a little bit, touch the chest, push up, touch the chest, push up, get all your reps done, set them down, you move on to face pulls. You're probably sick of face pulls at this stage, but they are one of the best upper back exercises you'll ever do, really important for shoulder health, so keep on them and keep pushing them. When you grab the cable, make sure you're grabbing pinky finger against the black portion here. It sets your shoulder in a better position and lets you go through the movement more smoothly. So you're going to set up, pull back, in, recover. Pull back, in, recover. Pull back, in, recover. Think of the metal strap here, aiming for your forehead or just on your hairline. So you essentially end up in like almost this 90-degree position here and a 90-degree position here. It means that your external rotators, your shoulder have to work, your scapular stabilizers have to work to pull it back as well. And it's pretty much like total shoulder health and upper back strength happening in one exercise. The additional work, there's too much of it to go into, there's too many options on this video, so we'll talk about those separately in the gym.